LinkedIn deleted my post. And we're here to talk about it because what happened was that we were supposed to respond to everybody, right, Scotty?
That's right.
And LinkedIn deleted it. And now the only way for us to respond to everybody is do it through video. So what we're going to do here is we got Scotty set up on the laptop, Scotty Stevens. I am here also with the laptop. We are going to go through these as we speak. All right, Scotty. Let's go to the Gummy post right now. We'll show everybody what the Gummy post. So basically here, I made a post that says that we are unleashing the future of cannabinoid-based gummies. We've advanced technology. If you look at the picture I put up, it shows a tri-layer gummy, much like a Neapolitan if you're Italian. But on the top, we have a fast-acting THC. That could be any cannabinoid, a slow-release CBD, and then a long-lasting CBN. So this is what the actual post looked like. And then if you look here, looks like LinkedIn pulled it. I can't figure out why. Maybe because it was too awesome, huh, Scotty?
Yeah. They didn't like how much traction it was getting.
We broke the internet. We broke LinkedIn. So we're going to go down through these. So, Scott, go all the way to the bottom here. And we can kind of look over Mr. Anthony and Mike Vasquez talking about putting this on TV. I think that's a great idea, guys. Jordan Maservi comes in, my boy from Florida. He says, wow. And I think that was kind of the nature of all of them, right?
There were a lot of comments like that.
And I think what it is the whole world's fighting over the same gummies, same shelf space. And what happened was it became a price war to the floor. And now quality is an issue. We're getting a lot of calls from people that just are switching gummy providers, manufacturers. But ultimately, I want to get into the technology behind this gummy. And, maybe we could figure out why LinkedIn ended up deleting it. The good news is we're still able to go through it. So Jorge Olson comes in, and Scott, I'm going to let you take these in a second. But he comes in and he says, I love it, Russell Sosimo. What is your current production capabilities per day? We need up to 2 million gummies per day at the moment. That's a lot. We can do it, though. So I did reach out to you, DM, Jorge, hit me back. All right, and then I'll give it to you after this. But then Derek Ubel gets into it. He says, amazing, but it looks expensive as crap to produce a 3-layer pour. Yes, it is more expensive, but it is entirely possible. And then you guys, Derek, William, and James, Stephen, goes down a little wormhole here about terps. James has a great little story he tells about being in a dispensary. He got into an argument about terps yesterday at a dispensary where the bud tenders want to educate every single buyer. And the customers in there all said, we don't want to learn this stuff. The old people said, this will help me sleep. And the young people were like, I just want to know what will get me high AF. With like one of these little emojis. And I think you're right, James. I think that is where the market's at.
It's a very good call out.
Right?
Very good call out.
They just want to get high as F. High AF. Then Christopher Fryman comes in. You got Dr. Syed. He said, yeah, surely costing, a factor. You got to factor the cost in. True. Again, it's not much more expensive to make a tri-layer gummy. It's possible. But we had Christopher Fryman come in, and this is where things get interesting, Scotty. He says, while 3-hopper depositing isn't super common, it couldn't be particularly expensive. Presumably, this wouldn't require 3 kitchens if the modified release is coming from the cannabinoid materials rather than the gummy matrix. I'd like to see an actual dissolution profile on this claim. And Chris, you are going down the right path. So we're going to get into that now. I want to talk about the technology itself. So while we all saw a tri-layer gummy, what we were trying to show there is that we produce powders that go into any product, drinks, shots, stick packs, baked goods, gummies, capsules, sprays, you name it. But we're able to create different microencapsulations that are going to allow that cannabinoid to come out into your system at different times throughout the digestive process. Our first product is a quick release powder that can also be made into, which we're not going to say the word out loud. That's going to be bleeped out. But we have a new product coming that we are going to publicly announce. I haven't said it yet, but it's called. But basically, we have a fast acting that comes in the form of a. At its base, it is a powder. That is a rapid acting, sprayed under the tongue. It works at about 3 minutes. Scotty can verify that.
Absolutely.
That rapid acting, than that first layer of the gummy. Let's say that you eat this gummy, you get THC that happens quick, right? On the way down the digestive tract, from here to here, THC's getting into your system. This is done with our. It is around a nano size, if not smaller, and it's getting in through the tissue in the system quickly and rapidly. Next, we have what we call the timed release. And what this is this leverages what we call our bio-dry microencapsulation. And the way it works is, and this is a good way to give them an example here. I'll get into it with the gummy example. But if you ingest a 10 milligram gummy right now, your body's going to start sensing that in your mouth and firing off enzymes in the digestive process that are literally there to attack. Because when you have chemicals in such a concentrated form, your mouth senses it, your body senses it, and it basically sends out these enzymes to protect it, the organs down the system, protect everything in the organs. So your body does a pretty good job. It destroys around 96%. You get about half a milligram from a 10 milligram gummy at the end of the day. What our BioDry process does is microencapsulate. So we're taking a helix structure polysaccharide that looks like a slinky, and we're unraveling it in the lab, okay? And we're coercing the cannabinoids inside of this structure, and then we're closing it back up. And what's happening now is it disguises this cannabinoid in the body. So when you put it in your mouth and you start to chew it, and what usually gets sensed doesn't get sensed. Your body treats it more like a typical fruit or vegetable, and it doesn't fire off these destructive enzymes. Now what happens is this microencapsulation makes it down to your lower gut, which is where you want it to land to be made bioavailable and go up in the system. So what happens is amylase, a natural enzyme down in your lower gut, opens this shell like a lock and key. And much like a Trojan horse getting into your stomach, this opens up then and the cannabinoids come out fully intact. So we're able to time that release into that lower gut. Now, one of the third technologies that we have built into a powder is that we can take that same microencapsulation and we can also pack it with other things that are then going to further draw out that digestion. So we're able to get an extended release once we're in the lower gut. So when you think of something like a CBN, where the world's starting to catch on, CBN will put you to sleep. We're also starting to catch on that it will not keep you asleep. So when you have something like a timed and an extended release, you're able to actually start to set that time further into the future as the one that's getting into the bloodstream, and then delay it. So people love this stuff.
Oh my God, it's crazy. Yeah, so after Derek, we have Rob Smallman says, I think I am in love with this product. Can't wait to trial it.
He gave a heart.
With a heart.
Yeah, he gave the heart.
And heart eyes.
And the heart eyes towards me, kind of. So I'm going to reach out to you, Rob. I actually think that was kind of cool that you did that publicly towards me. So I love you too. And I think we should talk.
And then Mark says, this looks absolutely incredible. Please keep us in the loop. We will, Mark. We'll be reaching out to you as well.
Claudia gets in there. I said hello to you. Claudia, thank you, my friend. It is revolutionary.
And then James comes in and says, seems like some serious product innovation and development went into this product. And yes, James, it was very, very innovative, and people have been looking for this for years, and this is the first time it's been done. So yeah, we're very excited about it.
We've been working on it for 2 years, at least, right? And this is the first time we released it to the public. All right, going up to Linton. You should make them like little gummy bears, Linton says. And I think, honestly, you can make them like whatever you want.
Linton, if you want little bears, we can make them for you.
Yeah. All right, so then you got Steve Gibbons. He says, to quote the KFC advertisements in Australia, shut the F up and take my money. So I thought that was interesting, but we're not in Australia. So I went and actually checked it out here. So we're watching it on the screen here.
Shut up and take my money.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, it's wow. Okay.
I like that.
All right, so that's thank you for that. We're gonna go back here. We now have
Rick is interested. Formulation.
Michelle Moore, her too. So then you have Charissa Crystal and Dawn Marie Steenstra. By the way, Dawn Marie is the top cannabis nurse in the whole entire country. Love you, Dawn. Keep fighting the good fight. Dawn wants to be on the QA committee, and she says she's just saying. Lauren Vrabel. Okay, so she wants to know an ingredient list, right? So this is what I say. And Cody jumped in. He said he was interested too. Cody Peterson. They're both cannabis pharmacists. It makes a lot of sense that they would want to know what's in it. I can't tell you the exact ingredients until you buy it, right? And then I'll no problem give you an ingredient list. It is patented. But spoiler alert, it's all vegan, all natural, and can be made 100% organic. So nothing like the crap soap that you see out in the market these days. We keep getting the calls because everything's bitter, nasty, and not natural. And it's funny because when you look at these companies, right, you go to their website and they have greatest ingredients, and I have these, awesome everything, but you don't see the word all natural because you see that word nanotechnology on the back. And, someone that knows to look for this stuff will look right at it and say, it kind of stinks that they're limited as to what they could market their product to be as far as natural goes, because the base ingredient, the active, is wrapped in all kinds of chemicals and crap. So it's unfortunate, but I think the world's they're coming around now, and their ingredients do matter. So thank you, Lauren and Cody, for that. And what's the next good one, Scotty?
Well, I just wanted to point out that in addition to all the extended release and fast-acting release stuff that Russ was talking about earlier, a big key component to this ingredient going into this gummies is that the gummy is not going to have an aftertaste of hemp or cannabis. It's just going to taste like whatever flavor the gummy is, no matter what, which is obviously hard to find, as most of you in the industry know.
Yeah. And that was, when we went to market with this thing, our goal was A, make it easy to use in manufacturing, B, make it taste good and smell good, and C, have it do better things in the body. When I started the medical cannabis side, I was out all over the really East Coast educating, and you hear it from scientists, researchers, doctors, data analysts. We need more delivery systems. We need better delivery systems. We need better bioavailability. So that's the stuff we focused on, and out came BioDry. What else we got, Scotty?
What are the milligram doses and ratios available in each line item of these gummies, and how do we determine those?
And that was who asked that question?
That's Joseph.
It's Joseph. So here's the thing, Joseph. Do you want to explain that, or do you want me to take it, Scotty?
You got this one.
Okay. So that was a graphical representation of that gummy. So if you called me and you said, hey, I want to make a gummy, and I want it to be 33% whatever cannabinoid, 33% another cannabinoid, and 33% another cannabinoid, and I want this cannabinoid to be fast, I want this one to be medium, and I want this one to have a slow release, we could develop that for you. Again, same thing with like a drink. There's limitations on beverages with some of these things, but for the most part, we can do a rapid acting and a slow release drink.
And so, just playing off of what Russ said too, the picture on the post was to depict the different types of releases that can be put in the gummy. It doesn't necessarily have to be a 3-layered gummy or anything like that. It can be a regular solid colored gummy with those 3 different releases formulated inside of it.
Exactly. So you have a lot more formulating flexibility. And I think in this world where everyone's kind of trying to come out with the next best thing with this, why not have something that gives you a little dose of THC in the beginning, chill you out, starts to hit you with that, let's say CBN, and then also has a slow release of CBN, right? Or an extended release. So now you get put to bed. So a lot of cool things you could do with that. All right, next.
We got, what is your bioavailability? This is the major pitfall of cannabis products, in my opinion, outside of the topic of purity.
Yeah, who said that?
That is Greg Sotzing. Sorry for the pronunciation, Greg.
Okay, what is your bioavailability? This is a major pitfall of cannabis products, in my opinion, outside the topic of purity. Thanks. Greg, thank you for the question. So we have not done actual bioavailability tests, but what we have is microencapsulation bioavailability tests that take the same technology in other places, right? So in Nutra and in pharma. And we just so happen to have the patent on the cannabis version of it. So what's happening is it's now mimicking closer to what a food is doing inside of the system. And when we've done the research on food, they're getting closer to 10 to 14x on bioavailability. So we expect ours to be somewhere within that range. Some of the customers that we had, like I know the guys in Switzerland, Scotty, they were saying what they on the HHC, what was the effect they were getting?
They said 10x.
10x. So They're feeling 10x. We believe it's between 10 and 14. We do know that if you take cannabinoids with the right amount of food, that helps draw out the digestion and keep it from getting destroyed, keep them from getting destroyed on the way down. Like I said, 10 to 14x, we should be somewhere in there.
Got a couple comments about it looking fantastic. Thank you very much, Billy. Let's see here.
Newt wants to know how you get them in the EU.
There we go.
Call us.
Yeah.
Get them over there.
Newt, I believe, Russ, didn't you message him on LinkedIn? Didn't you reach out
Newt,
to
I
him?
might have reached out to you. Take a look at your DM.
Get back to us. We'll get on a call and we'll talk about it further. Let's see.
Basically, from here, everyone wants to try them. You know?
Everybody's interested in trying
How do I try these?
Someone said they'd be perfect for cancer patients. I agree.
I would put it in a Kit Kat or Twix. Consume separately. Good idea. Nathan B. Dr. Syed, great invention. Sure wants a great innovation. Wants to know more. Hit us up. We like talking about it. As you can see here, Todd Napolitano, my man over at SC Labs. Good to see you, Todd. For some reason, they ended up pulling this off. It's really odd. So at the end of the day, we're here. We got the technology. We can put it into any product you want. It's seen here in a gummy. Give us a buzz. So I want to get over this other post about which we have not announced. In this post, I actually get into 8 biggest problems of cannabinoid-infused drinks. So we talk to a lot of people all day, every day, and basically what they say is clarity is a problem, taste is a problem, potency, scalability, ease of use in manufacturing and product development, onset speed and bioavailability. Because one of the things we're starting to see now is people want to see an alcohol-like onset and outset, right? So it comes on quick and it goes out quick so that you can have 1 drink an hour. And, you know where you're at around 2 or 3 drinks as opposed to, 4 hours left on your, couch-locked stoner session. So bioavailability and speed of onset, outset. Static cling is an issue. This leaching or whatever's happening with nano, we think it's a statically charged, whatever that's sticking to the plastic on the sides of containers. And then soap and chemicals as ingredients. The inability to claim that something's clean label or that something's all natural or all organic. I know people get around the vegan thing because the chemicals technically aren't animal based. But here we put out this post. We did get a picture down. It's a nano-free formula. We believe this is the most advanced liquid cannabinoid solution on the market. It's one step. You put it in, you mix. There's no surfactants and nothing else you have to put in. So here, this one did not get pulled down, but a lot of people are asking when this is available to market. And we are publicly launching this kind of now, but we're not telling anybody what the name is. So what you need to do is reach out and talk to us. We can discuss this stuff via phone. We just don't want to go public with it yet because we want the competitors to sit and have to wait and sweat a little bit because we know we're getting talked about at the water cooler. How about that, Scotty?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We sing
all of our competitors are reaching out to us right now on LinkedIn. It's hilarious, actually, but it's exciting. We'd love to work with you guys.
It is
too.
exciting. Yeah, I wouldn't mind teaming up with everybody. But so all right, so we'll get on this one. I can just jump in when you see something fun, Scott. But okay, James Stevens says everything is chemicals, right? So I typed that into ChatGPT. He is right. Everything is chemicals. Bill Smart gets in. He starts going back and forth. They go down a little bit of a wormhole here. Let's pull back out of that. Rodney Boast, he's the chief operating officer of Raised Lemonade. He's looking forward to trying out a product like this. You're right, Rodney. There are pros and cons to every emulsion out there. We're not an emulsion. I wouldn't call us an emulsion, would you, Scotty?
No, absolutely
I don't think we are. That's why we stepped out of the emulsion game, right? Like nano's as far as it's going to get. It's been around for a long time. I don't know that cannabis is actually going to evolve nano when the cannabis industry is this big compared to like food and beverage and other things that would have most likely evolved it by now. So I don't know. I think that's going to be a tough one to catch on the emulsion side. That's why we're not doing it. So good flavor, good stability. Effect is dead on. So reach out to us, Rodney. I'd love to try us in Ray's Lemonade.
Yeah, I think you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. So far, so good. I mean, everybody that's tried it is kind of coming on a lot quicker than we thought. Mark McKeever, let's see what you got. Austin H. reached out. We did talk to you. Riamondi says he's on blast. Ave Miller from Uncle Arnie's. Ave, you said it was bold to tag you all, that you'd watch out for the launch, and then you gave me like this thingy. February 24th, I DM'd you, and I said, hey, Ave, I want to show you this stuff like privately, and I want you to try it before I go public with it. So check your DMs, and then, I don't know, let's definitely jump on a call because I'd love to chat with you. Yes, it was bold to tag everybody, but to my point, it did hit you up privately. You didn't answer, so I had to kind of tap on your shoulder. Scotty Giannotti from New York, the tough man of cannabis. He says, what's the purpose of soap and chemicals and cannabis drinks? Are we brainwashing? Ha, ha, ha. Scott Allen, so there's two Scotts going at it. Scott Allen jumps in, said soap keeps you clean and dirty. Scott Allen comes from the soap industry. Shout out to Scott Allen, too. Love you, brother. He's right. Soap does do that. We do not want it in our drinks, though. So Ryan Riggs also, same like Ave. I also reached out to you the day before I reached out to Ave. Same thing. DM sitting in your box from a month or so ago. Let's chat. Love to talk to you. Blake Villa, you jump in and you say, are my non-active ingredients FDA approved for food and beverage? And the answer is yes. Of course they're approved for food and beverage. Like, we're professionals, right, Scotty?
Yeah.
We're a professional company. Of course. But thanks, Blake, for reaching in. He said, if not, Quick Liquids has it. So if anyone doesn't get it from us, Quick Liquids got it. Thank you, Blake. And then Scott Allen goes on to tell us that I am the hardest working man in the cannabinoid game. Thanks, Scott. I love you.
Russ would never say that about himself.
I would never say that about myself. All right, so at the end of the day, let's talk about some of the things that have happened since we've released this, right? Now, so you understand where this came about. We had a big manufacturer in the state of California that came to us and said, look, clarity, potency, taste, mixability, settling, sticking to the container. These are huge problems that I've tried every one of the big four, and I'll keep their names out of it. I've tried them all. They all say they taste great. They don't. They all say they're clear. They're not. What happens is when you take a lot of these over a 10 milligram dose per drink, you start to really taste the bitter flavor. So they came to us. They said, can you solve it? We said we would like to. And I'll let you tell the story, Scotty.
Yeah, so we did the demo of our that, we're not going to release the name yet. And right on camera with just a plain glass of water with a spoon, just drop some of this in there and 25 milligram dose, just because that seems like what a lot of manufacturers are looking for right now, is to go from 10 to around 25, maybe 50, and stirred it with a spoon, couple seconds, maintained it was completely crystal clear, and her reaction was, God,
she said. They were pretty amazed.
And that's, playing off what Russ said too, that's something that it seems like every drink manufacturer that's coming to us with looking for a new solution is coming to us with the same problem, that they want to make their drinks a little bit stronger, but they, without, affecting the taste too much. And they just simply cannot do it with their current solution. Again, not to be named, but our solution, you can dose essentially as high as anybody would ever want to. And the onset's fast and the offset is also fast, so you can have multiple drinks and mimic that effect of being at a bar and having a couple cocktails, and you're going to know exactly when that offset's going to occur. So
yeah, it's pretty funny because even people we were reaching out to a couple months ago when we were getting ready to launch this, we're like, yeah, I don't know if I need it, like I'm happy where I'm at. Those same people now are singing a different tune. And it's weird. It's like the market kind of changed in the last 2 months, really, a lot. I think that innovation is very important. I think now taste and all that, like people are starting to fight over who can get more in there.
And now they're realizing they can't just do that with their current. So they were fine because they weren't trying to change their product that was working just fine. But now that people are looking for new things, they're realizing that their current, ingredient isn't working for that change.
Would you say that this is the most advanced liquid-ready cannabinoid on the market?
Absolutely. It's not even close.
Not even close.
No.
So that being said, if you have any questions, reach out to us, okay? It's Hemp Synergistics. You can reach out to Scotty. It's S. Stevens.
Scott Stevens, like the hockey player.
Oh, that is like the hockey player. I never thought about that.
Yep. You can
He's
find
my
me on
favorite
LinkedIn.
defenseman. And I'm Russ or Sosimo, like Russ or Sosimo Sr. Call us, and let's get your product formulated.